Hey everybody, welcome back to the newest episode of Zeonic Front. So, yeah, we're on mission 5.
Desert Fenrir.
I've heard a lot of people get stuck on this mission, and I kind of understand why.
Our original plan was to arrive at our destination tomorrow, but circumstances have changed.
Wow, how fast is a Yukon submarine?
Our allies are already fighting the Federation forces in the Gobi Desert. The enemy has surrounded our forces' number 3 supply base, and it appears we're the only ones close enough to deal with it.
Wait, how far away is the Gobi Desert from Odessa in the Ukraine? I'm pretty sure the Gobi's between Mongolia and China.
Our allies are in danger and need support. We cannot turn our backs on them.
Well, yeah, sure, I guess that works.
We will disembark and head to the supply base by way of land. Our objective is to provide backup for the defense troops and protect the base from the enemy until reinforcements arrive.
Simple enough, I guess. How far are we going from the ocean again? Because that seems kind of iffy.
First, maneuver to the rear of the enemy's offensive line and break through the least protected area so that we may link up with our allies. According to intelligence, the enemy has taken over a section of the power plant.
Just part of it. Not really sure.
We intend to secure the power plant and restore the base's functions.
Well, that seems like an obvious idea.
Focus on eliminating the enemy inside, then leave the rest to the power plant crew. Once the station is restored, the base's functions should come back online.
Which, interestingly, do not include automatic, firearms.
Once we break past the siege and restore the base's functions, destroy the enemy's command vehicle. This will break down their chain of command and hinder their supply lines.
Yeah, that looks really small and unassuming, but it's not, actually. It's really not.
The enemy's in the desert and needs their supplies. So, if we stall them out there long enough as we protect the base, they'll lose morale and have no choice but to retreat.
Oh, so... yeah, that's also really obvious. People need supplies. Duh.
There have been no reports so far of enemy mobile suits in the area, but there's concern over some new Federation models that have been spotted on the outskirts.
And ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else, this is why the stage is hard enough for people to get stuck on it.
This particular mobile suit carries cannons on both shoulders. I've heard that the enemy has weakened a few areas in our defense line with the long-range support of this mobile suit.
Yep, the gun cannon is kind of awesome. In fact, this game makes it almost unfair.
There's every reason to believe that the mobile suit in question may appear in this battle, so we'll have to move on this quickly before our rival gets the upper hand.
Wow, nice prediction there, Schmitzer. I didn't think you knew who the pilot of the gun cannon was going to be. Both offense and defense are key to this mission. To only attack leaves our HQ vulnerable, while pure defense keeps us from destroying the enemy command vehicle and winning. Deciding the role of each team is important in this battle. And now, I should point out that I actually had multiple runs-throughs of this mission, but none of them were actually failures. I was just trying to get a really good rank this time, so I'm gonna put up the S rank one, and I think it's honestly kind of funny. But either way, you can read this yourself. Sorry. But basically, yeah, I have a run-through of this where Nicky Roberto gets shot down, which means I have a run-through of every stage I've used him in which he gets shot down. Because he's just that crappy of a pilot, I guess. Oh well. Power and communication facilities fall in the enemy hands because the generator's now... Okay. Again, the base's systems do not include automatic defenses of any kind. Select a target and call in attack support. The support equipment that enables this is only available to Ensign Roberto and Petty Officer Swaggard's mobile suits. And oh yes, those are going to be very, very useful in the future. Enemy HQ. It's like a small version of the big tray, but its firepower is formidable. Oh yes, that's why we're not even really going to engage it in combat. This'll be fun. Gun cannon. We think this is the same model as the one on the Trojan horse. It has 2 shoulder cannons and is adept at mid-range combat. And eventually it gets a beam sniper rifle, which makes it the most broken unit in the entire game. Not even kidding. The enemy has committed significant numbers of these to the Gobi Desert. Why? I don't know. You'd think they'd be at Odessa. Born on Side 1, age 27, which makes him a traitor to the Federation, just like Mr. Rower. A man of few words. He is adept at recon and attack. He executes his orders faithfully. In Azaku 1.
We have lost a true hero to our glorious and noble cause. But are we defeated? No! For us, this is a new beginning. Compared to the Earth Federation, the national resources of Zeon are less than 1/30th of theirs. Despite this major difference, how is it that we've been able to fight them for so long? It is because our goal in this war is a righteous one. You all know this better than anyone.
Yeah, no. It's because you had better technology for a little while. And a surprise attack. And nuclear weapons. And you're led by a psychopath. I think that covers it.
We're being asked to perform a miracle.
No, this stage really isn't that hard. I mean, we're not on mission 7 yet. Or the next mission.
But that's exactly what we need if we want to link up with our allies and hold out against the enemy.
Not really, we just need to move quickly. They're still using tanks.
First, we should break through the weakest point of the enemy's offensive line and rendezvous with our defense troops.
Which is kind of an automatic thing, so...
Once we're together, we should split up into 2 teams.
But we're gonna have 3 teams.
While one team recaptures the power plant and restores the base's functions, the other team attacks the command vehicle.
Not a bad idea. The 3rd team will just go kill things.
I know it'll be easier to fully restore the base's functions first, then move on to the command vehicle. But I can't imagine the enemy would wait around that long.
No, but it's kind of timed in such a way as to make that not happen.
What a miserable assignment.
Yeah, you've always been one to complain, haven't
We'll
you?
have to buckle down and do it. We gotta defeat the enemy before they call on their reserve units.
Yeah, that can't happen, so we're gonna have to kill some gun cannons.
And definitely before they bring out the new mobile suit.
Oh, you are so lacking in confidence.
I wouldn't count on reinforcements to save us. We could get our butts kicked before they reach us.
Yes, a grizzled, approximately 30-something-year-old man saying we could get our butts kicked in a wartime
Pretty much
situation.
on our own. Let's stand our ground.
You gotta be kidding me with this.
Nikki, this is a tough mission for a kid.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll be okay. I've survived all the times you chewed me out in the past, so this should be a piece of cake.
I'm going to like him. Wow, they didn't even give you dots to symbolize that you couldn't talk very well there.
Don't worry, alright? I'll be okay.
Yeah, you don't sound very confident though, kid.
The enemy is focused solely on the base. They wouldn't expect an attack from behind, so I'm pretty sure we can cause some confusion and even break through their line. Or maybe not.
Aww.
I'm sorry, sir. I know I shouldn't be so negative.
Again, for the last time, stop calling me sir. Sorry. Just, never mind. I know, military and such. Anyway.
Our allies inside the supply base are counting on us for support.
Yes. Yes, they are.
It'll be fine. I'm sure things will go well.
Yeah, pointless optimism is just as useless as pointless pessimism, if not worse.
I'm Lee Swaggart. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet
So,
you.
Lee, which unit did you come from?
Sir, the African battlefront, sir.
Give my
How are
regards to
things
Rommel.
over there?
Pretty awful.
I see.
And thus, our riveting conversation between the 2 most talkative members of the entire team, obviously. Okay, as you could probably tell by the sound there, it switched to a different video, so here's the basics of how I've set up for this. We're taking the Magella attack support with Swaggart's unit. It's good enough for the purposes there. For our 2nd team, we're taking Austin, and for our 3rd team, we're taking Hepner. The primary reason for this is I just didn't want to use Rower again and again, because we're going to be using him a lot for the rest of the game. So Hepner will be basically will be sent in to kill enemies. Whereas we are taking the Zaku 1s, the Zaku 1G types, for Austin, specifically to take out the gun cannons. I brought him along just to take out the gun cannons. Yep. As for the remainder, Swaggart is going after the command vehicle, and Hepner is basically just going to blow things up. Now here's the route setup. This section takes a little while here, so... yeah. I suppose I could talk about the gun cannon a bit. In this game, the gun cannon is basically my favorite unit. As you may know, there are stages that you can unlock later in the game that are simulator stages where your characters get access to Federation mobile suits. This is obviously pretty cool, because at heart, I am a Federation fangirl. But the thing is, the gun cannon is equipped with a rifle. Now, you'll see a rifle for the first time in action in the next mission. Rifles are basically the best weapons in the entire game. And the second best weapons in the entire game are beam rifles. Beam rifles have a shorter range, but they fire relatively quickly and have one significant advantage over every other weapon in the game. You can shoot through walls with beam rifles. Yes. Interestingly, the game does not actually do this with the NPCs, which makes sense because if it did, it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't even be remotely fair. So only you as the player get this kind of an advantage. Simple enough, right? Anyway, how I'm setting up for this mission here is I'm placing go codes at specific points because I want to stop my units and allow them to draw in enemies for a while to get additional kills, since points in this stage are a little harder to come by if you don't actually take a little bit of time to just defend. It's not that difficult overall. So, I'm setting up Hepner to have a little route that kind of goes through the rest of the area so that I can have her launch an attack afterward. Now, I didn't do as well as I wanted to necessarily here, but I did well enough to get an S rank, so this plan does work. But it has a few hiccups that might need tweaking at a later point, namely involving the timing at which I send the units to actually go attack. Oh well, no big deal in the long run, though. It's sad, this is probably the last time I use a female pilot until, like, Mission 9. Poor Hepner. She just doesn't get a good suit. Oh well. At least she'll show up as the operator. I kinda like her occasional pointless optimism and pointless pessimism, and the red hair is really, really cute. And... okay, I'm rambling on about pointless crap. Let's get back to the game. Alright, let's go!
All units, proceed. Link up with the defense troops. Approach the enemy from behind and create mass chaos. Then break through their offensive line before they can reorganize.
Why panic over a few mobile suits? Order the leaders of the Southern District to re-establish their chain of command, and then concentrate their attack on the mobile suit team approaching from the rear.
Once again, I usually recommend machine guns and shotguns for this stage, primarily because of the fact that... What was I gonna say there? Oh, you're fighting tanks and vehicles still. So nothing you have to fight other than the gun cannons requires any real power, and from behind, the shotgun will do the job, so... don't be too concerned about it. And you can kind of tell I've played the mission a few times before I actually did this recording, since I'm effectively predicting everything that the enemy is going to be doing here. I'm still not good on the timing yet, though. Oh well. It's about the time that everyone will arrive at the defensive positions.
We've joined the base's defense troops.
All right, proceed with the second phase.
Doing?
I may have cut out part of the dialogue there, but I don't remember. Oh well. Anyway, we're headed for the command vehicle now. We're going to take a bit of a long way around and actually wait a little bit for the enemies to start kind of coming in and attacking, because...
We outnumber them to such a colossal degree. We'll stamp them out in no time.
Okay, now enemies will start spawning and moving in towards the specific 3 points on the map that were gates, basically to the north and east and west, in the different areas. Currently, my primary team here is getting into position that I've set up on the map to launch an artillery strike, whereas the other units will,
Enemy reinforcements spotted. Looks like it's their mobile suit team.
Mobile suit in question?
I've checked the data from intelligence. There's no mistaking it.
That's a problem. All teams, hurry and destroy the command vehicle. This is the unit that hit our main troops hard. We may not have a chance against them with our battle strength. We've got no choice but to break the enemy's chain of command and hope they give up fighting.
Lieutenant Agar here. Gun cannon team commencing attack. Leave it to us. Now that we're here, those Zeon stooges are in serious trouble. Here we go!
Alright, Troa, I'll call your bluff. Oh, sorry, Agar. The voice actors confuse me sometimes.
Base crews will be
anyway,
restoring the power plant.
Enemy located.
What was the point I was trying to make before I was so rudely interrupted by the game? Oh, right, yeah, I forgot, I'm sorry. But another point I did want to make is, you notice how the gun cannons didn't have any hand-based weaponry equipped? That's because the only one that exists for the standard gun cannon that I can remember is the rifle, and the rifle...
Power plant is up. Functions of the base
it has the
facilities
range
will
of
be
a sniper
restored
rifle, and it can shoot through walls like a beam rifle. That turned out to be a bad idea on my part.
Federation command vehicle destroyed. Enemies in a state of chaos.
All right, each team pay attention. Do not let this opportunity pass us by. Go after them. Don't stray too far.
If the enemy retreats, attack. Okay. And now, as soon as you do that, the gun cannons begin retreating. So I waited a few moments to specifically draw them in, because if the gun cannons make it off the map, then the stage immediately ends. You lose a little bit of precious time to get additional kills.
Agar here. We cannot continue. We'll try to escape.
I also try using the stun grenades, but there's no point here because they're still all blue, so, yeah, I'm an idiot. Anyway, we run up and just beat these things merciless. And now we finish up by just mopping up anything we can in the area. I really should have switched over to Hepner here. But I was trying to see if the last two guns on the rear of the command vehicle were still active, but apparently not. Oops.
Enemy located.
So, there we go. That's it. Victory achieved, and an S rank as well.
Enemy retreat confirmed. We won!
All right, that concludes the operation. Stand guard until reinforcements arrive.
The valorous efforts of Petty Officer Swaggart and his well-timed artillery strike, which could have randomly backfired, failed, and caused us to not complete the mission, we have achieved victory!
The enemy attempting to lay siege to our base has retreated upon losing their chain of command. We have proven the tactical significance of our unit. However, we only stopped a fraction of the enemy's massive forces. The severe battle between Zeon and the Federation forces had escalated further into the Gobi Desert, and our units were separated. Having lost contact with the main forces and cut off from supplies, the lost troops wandered the sand dunes helplessly. The desert has swallowed up our footprints, and with them, the ominous reminder of our war.
It's a bit of a downer ending. So, of course, we get to see how many points we received. And we got 8640. That's enough for an S rank, because it's over 8,000. Fun.
Following the completion of our operation in the Gobi, we hurried to gather at Odessa.
which is kind of funny considering, yeah.
We took a break in transit, but we had no time to enjoy the magnificent sunrise in Odessa, as we received a transmission from regional headquarters.
Oh my, a transmission.
Here are your orders from Captain Makuve. Your team will monitor and gather data on the Trojan horse now moving within Zeon-controlled airspace.
And that's the death knell for numerous people who owned this game.
We have completed our analysis and come up with a projected route of the Trojan horse. As you know, the captain hates to waste any of our forces unnecessarily.
He must actually think somewhat highly of us, since we are working directly under Cassilia.
Our mining bases have been damaged by the Trojan horse's campaign.
Yeah, more of an accident there. Oops.
Let's avoid further casualties now that the Federation forces are assembling their troops in the Odessa region. This concludes Captain Makuve's report.
So next time, we are going hunting for Gundams. Oh my.
Try not to hurt yourselves. Over.
Excellent advice. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.